Anyway, speaking of to-do...
Yes, sir.
I watched The Importance of Being Earnest.
Oh.
But I watched the, back in the 90s, the early 2000s, the Colin Firth.
Oh, yeah.
I almost said Colin Farrell. I was like, that's not right.
That's definitely not right.
But Colin Firth, Rupert Everett, Reese Witherspoon, Judi Dench, and Frances O'Connor. That was the one I couldn't reach. That movie is just like, it's such a silly wordplay movie. And just adorable in its own everything. Everything about it is fun and whimsical and stupid and silly and fun. And nothing is serious. And everything resolves happily.
Yes.
And it feels satisfying and not scary or bad. And no one gets hurt. And God, I needed it. I needed it after everything that's been happening in the real world, in my own personal life. I just needed something nice and chill and relaxing. And God, I love that movie. If you've never seen it, you should check it out because that movie is so fun. I absolutely love it.
Well, and looking it up, and I love Rupert Everett. To go with The Importance of Being Earnest, which is a great movie, a couple of years prior, he did A Midsummer Night's Dream with Kevin Kline. Another great... Like, he's just got those movies. Yeah. And I know it's not just him, but he just is like a through line in a lot of them.
No, the funny thing is, if I'm not mistaken, Rupert Everett is gay. I'm pretty sure, yeah. I remember when that fact was going around. And people, like my sister, were like, oh, he's so handsome. And then they'd be like, sweetie. No. And it happened again with Jonathan Bailey, who was in Wicked and Bridgerton, of just like, all these women are like, oh, my God, he's perfect. And then the women who know are like, oh, sweetie.
There's a reason he's perfect.
and I just, like, I want to watch those two play father and son in something. Where it's like a gay father and a gay son.
But you know what's funny is a lot of people were having that, is he gay or isn't he, after my best friend's wedding? And I'm like, dude, he's a good actor. No one's that good an actor.
Yeah.
He was so great in that fucking movie. I'm like, he was so on par. That whole the scene where he sings the song in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Oh,
but it's
I
like,
love
come on.
Rupert Everett.
That's like people that would watch Elton John and be like, is he? It's like,
come on.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
But that's what I love about The Importance of Being Earnest is that it's there's musicality in the dialogue, but there's also like literal musical numbers.
Yeah.
And I just love that movie so much. It's so fun. And Rupert Everett is such a breath of joy in it.
Yes.
You know, he's the ping pong ball going off of everything and hitting anything. And I just love that movie. Transition. Kelly got us a subscription to, hey Kelly, it's just the National Theater, right?
Yeah.
The Brits are miles ahead of us as always.
Oh, of course.
And on top of having a great theater industry of their own, they have done what I have been begging Broadway to do, which is to have pro shots done of shows and then upload them when they stop running. Because you can't see it once it's done running. And I would have liked to have seen the original cast of Wicked. And I would have liked to have seen Jeff Daniels in To Kill a Mockingbird. And I can't now, and never will be able to again, because Broadway is so scared that if at any point they offer any of these things afterwards, you won't come when they're in theaters. And so they are willing...
And, like, they didn't learn from the success of Hamilton on Disney+.
Right?
That was, like, insanely streamed.
And it's just, like, there are so many shows that I wish I could see that I'll never be able to see for a variety of reasons. And I'm just like, how much money do you think you're honestly going to lose on, let's say, King Kong? If you want to do a pro shot of King Kong... How much money do you think you're going to lose on people not coming to the show when the show already doesn't have people coming to it?
Yeah.
Like, at least recoup some of your losses by putting it on a streaming service and having people be able to watch it there. Like, I don't understand this mentality of, like, we can't offer it ever after it's gone, then it's not special. And so the National Theatre of Britain figured this out, and there's an app, and you can watch a ton of stage shows, including The Importance of Being Earnest with Ncuti Gatwa. Ncuti.
Oh, he's in that?
He's Algie.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it is the gayest version of this incredibly gay story by an incredibly gay man. you've ever seen.
Amazing.
And it's just like, there are moments where the women, there will be a transition and the lights will go down, and when it comes up, the women, one will be under the other's skirt, and then they'll be like, oh, and like move away and then carry on with the scene. The show begins with Nchuti in a full ball gown playing piano. And it's just like, all of it's great. And the show is over the top to the tens.
I love
and
that.
It's beautiful. The woman who plays the wife who dies at the beginning of Jodie Whittaker's run on Doctor Who.
Yes,
she's in it. And
really?
She's great. She plays his aunt, who's like controlling and won't let Jack/Ernest date who he wants. And it's just like, it's this absolutely brilliant retelling. The staging of it is so good. The storytelling of it is so funny. It got to a point where I was like, what the fuck is happening? We've crossed some magical line that we're not supposed to cross. Like, we have a very specific box that we are supposed to stay in, and you left the box, and you weren't allowed to do that. And it's just like, and not like Fourth Wall left the box, like found another interesting way to leave the proscenium. I just love everything about this retelling. It's so fun. It's so funny. And it's a great live theater. Nice. There's nothing like it.
I gotta look into that.
To the same end, there was a live production of Life of Pi. And if you like puppets, oh my god, if you like puppets, it's so good. It's again incredible, because there's something about having to contain it in a stage. You have this world that you have to develop and live in, but it also has to be contained to this stage. And the way that they do that in Life of Pi is so effortless. It just flows. One moment flows to the next, and there are just so many moments where you're like, how did they do that?
Yeah.
At one point, he jumps. There's a boat that comes up and down. If you don't know the story of Life of Pi, there's a lot of it that takes place on a boat. There's a boat that comes up and down. And he is at one point on the boat, and in order to avoid the tiger, he has to jump off the boat into the water.
Okay.
The boat is on the stage, and he jumps and disappears into the stage like it's water. And then he shows up, and he's just bobbing up and down in the middle of the stage like it's water. And you're just like, what the fuck is happening? And meanwhile, there's this amazing tiger puppet on the boat at the same time. You're just like, what the fuck is happening? And it's so good. It's so well done. It made both of us cry, because the story of Life of Pi makes you cry.
Yes.
It was an interesting retelling, because a lot of the stuff that happens in the first act of the movie, they just kind of gloss over. The whole thing of him like going to multiple religions and going to different churches and parishes and synagogues and temples and mosques and all these other places. They kind of bring it up, but it doesn't have like the 10 minutes that it had in the movie. It's just kind of a line of dialogue, a very minor scene. But like they have that, the whole like him being named after a swimming pool is just kind of like a line that's dropped in there. But I remember that being like this whole visual feast in the movie. And it's just the things that they try and decide to emphasize are so different. The island that eats you, they don't try and do that because they know they can't. And so that just becomes part of the story framing, is that he's in a hospital and the insurance agency has come to collect his story about how the boat sank. And the guy trying to collect the story is always trying to keep him on track and doesn't believe this incredible story about animals and lifeboats and tigers and all these other things. And they use that as a way to avoid some of the more audacious parts of the story, like the island that kills people and eats you and all these other things. They're like, he's just going to tell that part of the story. And at that point, the agent's going to be so frustrated by the entire experience that he's going to be done with it. And it's such a great retelling. I highly, highly recommend it.
So you're right. It's National Theater at home. Mm-hmm. It's actually... The price is
pretty moderate.
Good.
It's not bad.
It through the end of the month, Steve.
So it's $130 a year, or only $13 a month.
Yeah.
So I would rather watch live performances than watch fucking Netflix, and this is $10 cheaper than Netflix.
Yeah.
So this is fucking.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I would highly recommend. It's really good. There have been a few things. We started a show called Hex, which was really interesting. It's like this. Darker, more grim fairy tale style, not based on, but more stylized after the grim fairy tales version of Sleeping Beauty. I can't wait to keep delving through stuff in there. There's so many things that I want to check out.
They have the performance of Hugh Jackman in Oklahoma. Which
amazing.
That's the old one. Like when he was
when he was young.
Because I actually saw a Graham Norton show that had they were doing Logan, so it was Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart, but then Ian McKellen came in, and Hugh Jackman was saying that he played in Oklahoma, and that performance started right after Ian McKellen was in something, and he had the same dressing room Ian McKellen had. And Ian McKellen said, "If I knew you were going to be in the dressing room, I would have left something for you." And like kind of winked at the camera. But it's like awesome that I can see now that that's in there. I can watch that. Oh, dude, that's awesome.
No, it's great. It's great. I would highly recommend.
Great, that is great.
So a few other things I just want to ping pong off of, and then we're going to hit the trailer park. One, I have started replaying Marvel Ultimate Alliance, which was for me an incredibly formative game. Mm-hmm. I really love all three Ultimate Alliance games for different reasons. Mm-hmm. It's a really interesting series that definitely, like, the continuity is shit. There's no way that one leads into two, leads into three. Because they just do different storylines. So the first one is just like, it's this really cool way to get introduced to all of the really more archaic versions of Marvel. So, like, one of the missions is in Asgard, and you go through all the realms, and you have to fight.
Oh, interesting.
Like all the... I'm trying to remember what the name... Because you go and you fight the Frost Giants, and you fight Ulik the Troll, and, like, all these other things. Like, there's so many stupid things that you're like, I've never even heard of this. And it introduces you to so many cool things. And then the second one is just Civil War. But it's a really good retelling of Civil War. The third one...
Wasn't that the Switch exclusive, the third one, I think?
I think so, yeah. It's some kind of mesh point between the comics and the movies.
Oh, interesting.
It tries to achieve both, and it does an okay job. It's not bad. It doesn't follow the movie's canon, but it acknowledges that canon and then kind of says, oh, that's interesting. We're going to keep doing what we were going to do. But it's interesting. I like it. But we are going to still do what we were going to do anyway. And I like it for that. I bring it up mostly because I started playing it while watching City Council of Darkness, which Dimension 20. I always will recommend Dimension 20. Also, Game Changer just started their newest season.
Nice.
They had a great episode about trying to find a way to really piss off companies and what you can and can't say on television. It was very fun.
That sounds fun.
Anyway, while I was watching these shows, I booted it up as just like because I have ADHD and I need to do two things at once. It ran through so many updates that I essentially have an entire new game. Because I haven't played it in 4 years. And so all these updates came through. And I'm like, holy shit. Okay. I guess I have a bunch of new shit to do. So that'll be interesting to go through. I just wanted to bring that up. I also rewatched Invincible. I really like that show.
I do too, but I can't watch it on fucking Amazon because it's too many commercials.
I know.
Same thing happened with... what's that fucking Fallout?
Yeah.
I did make it through the last season of The Boys, just because I had watched every season.
Yeah, you have enough credit in that.
But it was still painful because the commercials were so frequent.
Does it get any better? Because I've never liked The Boys, but I have also never given it time.
I give season 5 credit. They didn't have to do that. Every season had that one moment where they really pushed the boundaries. Yeah. This didn't have that. It was more just like story. You could tell they were trying to really tie up everything. Because I believe that season 5, I just finished it. Then I think they're going to do a movie to really end everything. But it was good. It was fine.
Yeah. Okay. Because I will not watch The Boys, and we've had many conversations about it. So it's nice to tie off that end, tie off that water balloon.
The only cool thing is I did used to like the show Supernatural, and Jensen.
Yeah, Jared Padalecki shows up.
He shows up, and there's a point where they're sitting at the bar talking, and it's just weird. Yeah. It's so fucking weird. Yeah. It was awesome.
But I do love Invincible. I will say, I don't know if you need Amazon for ordering shit, but what I do is I just don't pay for Amazon Prime, but you can still get Amazon Prime Video, and then you have to buy a separate subscription to have no commercials. Yeah. It's a pain in the butt, but it I'll do it to not have commercials, because
Yeah.
Lord knows I can't do the commercials.
Maybe the next season of Von Maxima I'll do
It's coming. It's coming. And Mighty 9 is out, so we gotta check it out.
Some stuff.
But Invincible, I love that show. I've been watching it weirdly in reverse, totally by accident. I was like, oh, season 4 is out. Longtime listeners will remember, I watch it with a buddy of mine, and we haven't had time because he's a father. So as two adults that are approaching our 40s, we don't have a ton of time to just sit down and watch it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Al.
And so we haven't got a chance to watch it yet, but I wanted to prepare for it. And so I was like, I'll watch season 3 again. And then I enjoyed that so much, I was like, I'll watch season 2 again. And then I enjoyed that so much, I watched season 1 again. And I just really love that show, and watching it backwards, you really get a better appreciation for the moments that felt like they were either gratuitous or unnecessary or kind of like distracted from what I thought we were supposed to be doing in season 1. They pay off so well as the show goes on that you're like, oh, I get it. I can see it. I can see the spectrum of what we've been doing and where we came from and how we needed to have this happen to get there, to have this happen to get there. So I'm excited for season 4. No spoilers. God knows YouTube is trying to spoil everything for me. We'll talk about that with Daredevil in a bit.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. The last thing I wanted to talk about before Trailer Park is I've also been revisiting The Mandalorian, but only season 1 and 2. It's so fucking good.
It really is.
It's so fucking good. The hate is already out for Mandalorian and Grogu. I've seen a lot of people be like, this sucks.
But, like, here's the thing with that. The biggest Star Wars apologist on planet Earth is IGN. Mm-hmm. They actually liked Rise of Skywalker in those movies. They gave it a 4, I think, or a 5. Because they're like, it's just bad.
I'm just so worried now because the trailers look so good and everybody's like, no, it's bad.
But what I've heard, because I saw also Jeremy Johns, he said, like, quite literally, the trailer is all of the good parts, and then the rest.
No! He said, don't say that.
He's like, the beginning, like 20 minutes is really good, and then it just goes right into the trash heap.
I hope that's not true. I hope this is one of those movies like Spider-Man 2, where I spend years defending it and rationalizing the parts I don't like. I don't know, buddy. But anyway, the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian are so fucking good. Rewatching those 2 seasons has been an absolute delight. You could even say like
the first 2.5 seasons.
I know, if you count the third episode of Book of Boba Fett. But God, I love the original 2 seasons.
Oh yeah,
it's just between the storytelling and the characters that you meet, the way that every episode is kind of individualized but still flows with the rest of the story. Yep. It never feels like a moment where you're taken fully out of the story to do something else and then you go back to the main story. It always feels like an even flow all the way through. There are moments, I will say, where you're like, I don't know, maybe this didn't need to go on this long. I don't know that this was necessary, but it does get you where you're going in the end. And I love that show.